Hello, welcome to my channel. Today what we'll be doing is that we'll be doing a tally questions that are given in this document. So the topic is basically on creation of inventory stock and stock transfer. Now what we can see in the tally questions that are given below is that we need to create the following ledgers with opening balance computer 25,000, cash in hand 21,450, HDFC banks 1,10,000, stock in hand 15,52,885, capital 3,20,000, outstanding telephone bill 1020, profit and loss 13,03,715, and a creditor or basically a liability of MS Das and Co, which is 84,600. Then what we'll be doing is that we'll be basically creating a stock details as given below, and thirdly we'll be doing a question on transfer of the goods with additional 1% transportation cost for all items. So let's start and do these questions in Tally Prime. So for that, first what we'll be doing is that firstly we'll be creating a company. Let's give the company name as stock inventory and transfer. Let's say creation of inventory and transfer. Let's give the address as West Bengal. We don't need all these things. We don't want GST, and then Control A to save. Now what we'll be doing is that we will basically, as in the previous video, as you could have seen or would have seen, we can create the ledgers one by one by using going to create and then ledger. But what we'll be doing is that we'll be creating the ledgers in one, all the multi creation of ledgers. For that we'll be going to charts of accounts, ledgers, alt H, multi alter all items, where cash and profit and loss account is predefined and pre-created by Tally. So let's see. Cash in hand is given as 21,450. Profit and loss is given as 13,03,715. Then let's give computer, which will come under fixed assets, which is of 25,000 rupees. Then comes HDFC bank accounts 1,10,000. Then stock in hand is not created in the multi-alter ledger format. Only the opening details is given. Automatically stock in hand comes into place. Capital is of 3,20,000. Outstanding telephone bill, basically current liabilities of 1020. And lastly but not the least is MS Das and Co, which is basically a liability, so sundry creditor, which will basically be 84,600. Now this breakup that is being given is not required, or rather we can skip that by basically going to MS Das and Co, or rather we won't skip it. Okay, just like that, and accept. Now what we'll be doing is that we'll be creating an opening stock. For creation of opening stock, let's see what is the creation. Now stock type is basically becomes the stock group, brand name becomes the stock stock group, stock category, and stock item. This becomes group. This becomes category, and this becomes item. So let's create godowns first. Okay, तो So what go downs are given is that New Alipur, Gariyahat, Bhawanipur, and also we need to transfer it to which go down? Tollygunge go down. So let's make these 4 go downs first. To do that, what we will do is that create go down, create new. The one first is New Alipur, then comes Gariyahat, then comes Bhawanipur, and last but not the least comes Tollygunge. Once all these 4 go downs are created, what we'll be doing is that we'll go to create, and then we'll create a cost stock group which will come under mobile, which is mobile. Then we'll again go to stock, creation of stock category being Samsung. What we can also do is that we can also create that in the in the voucher. We can also create that in the voucher while transferring the goods. So instead of doing that, since it is an opening stock, we are doing it like this. Okay, Micromax and Samsung, Micromax and Apple. Okay, now what we can also create it here while creation of stock item instead of voucher. Okay, voucher like stock journal won't be required right off now, but we can do that. Now let's see Galaxy J2. Let's give it name Galaxy J2 under mobile, under Samsung. Let's create units, will be pieces, official name pieces 00, enter. Not applicable, enter. J2. Okay, Samsung Galaxy J2, quantity 15 piece, New Alipur 15 pieces. Let's give it a go down, New Alipur, rate being 7844 per piece, enter. This is how it is done. Now let's go to Galaxy J3 and eventually enter all the entries. 12, where was it? New Alipur, 12 pieces at the rate of 8990. Now comes Canvas 6, mobile, Micromax pieces, quantity being 9 in Gariyahat, rate being 13999. Galaxy Note 5, mobile, Samsung pieces, $43,999, quantity being 14, Gariyahat, $43,999. Fire 4G, mobile, Micromax, quantity 6, where Gariyahat, rate will be 5,999. Then comes Galaxy J1, mobile, Samsung, quantity being 20, where was it? Bhawanipur, 5850. Then iPhone SE, mobile, Apple pieces, quantity 8, rate Bhawanipur, rate 38,500. Then iPhone 5s, mobile, Apple, quantity being 5, Bhawanipur 24,900, and save. This is how basically we need to create opening stock details. Now what we need to do is that on 2nd May we transfer 5 pieces of J3, 3 pieces of SE, 7 pieces of Note 5, 5 pieces of Micro 5 4G, 2 Tolygons go down and add 1% transportation cost for all items. Now to do that, basically first we need to go to alter voucher style stock journal. In stock journal, where we can see you track additional cost for purchase, we need to give it as yes and then control A. Now what we need to do is that firstly we need to change the date to 2nd of May. Then we go to vouchers, we press Alt F7 to come to stock journal. Once this is done, then what we'll be doing is that name of the item we press space, and what all the items are there, transfer 5 pieces of J3. We go to J3, again space bar, it is a new Alipur. We need to basically quantity how much, 5 pieces, the rate automatically comes in. Then we again transfer 3 pieces of iPhone SE which are there in Bhawanipur, 3 pieces of iPhone SE, automatically the rate comes. Now what we need to do is that we need to transfer 7 pieces of Note 5. So let's select Note 5. Note 5 is in Gariahat, 7 pieces. Then what we need to do is that we need to transfer what is transferred. Note 5 is transferred. We need to find microsite 4G, Fire 4G, which is basically there in Gariahat. We need to transfer 5 pieces. Then what we need to do is that we need to transfer it to the Tollygunj. Okay, so again enter. Here again it comes, we select Galaxy J3, go down, we select as Tollygunj, because ultimately we are transferring to Tollygunj. So 5 pieces, enter. Again once we press enter, you can see this comes because additional cost is there, okay, which we basically enabled in the stock voucher from alter voucher. So for doing that, we need to basically add 1% of transportation cost. So again here we will do Alt C, transportation cost, which will basically be indirect expenses. Enter. Now percentage we will give 1, enter, done. Similarly for all the other models, iPhone SE, again Tollygunj, how much pieces, 3 pieces. Here we will do transportation cost 1%, enter. Now Galaxy Note 5, again Tollygunj, 7 pieces, enter, transportation cost 1%, enter. Now again what we'll be doing is that Fire 4G, Tollygunj, 5 pieces, enter. Now again we will do transportation cost 1%, enter, and then basically save. This is how all the questions. Now we can questions are done. We can check that in daybook where we'll give all the transportation and transportation journal. This is how all these questions of the questions given were done. Thank you for this question. Thank you for watching. These are these tally questions that you can once again go through. create the following ledger, opening stock details, and then we transfer this, adding 1% additional cost. Thank you very much.